in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend. This is the award-winning News 20 at 5 Live.
Welcome to the special edition of News 20 at 5. I'm Taylor Bishop.
And I'm Bray Baker. Governor Rick Scott has proposed a new plan to increase graduation rates in the state. Live in the studio, Danielle Johnson has more. Danielle.
Thanks, Berea. Governor Rick Scott announced the Ready, Set, Work College Challenge, but the question is, are all 28 state colleges ready to respond? Issued in a press release on Thursday, Scott is looking for a 100% graduation rate amongst all state colleges, with students either getting employed or going on to a four-year university. Fewer than half of students graduate from state colleges, and he is hoping to turn that around. Scott looks forward to full participation from every state college in Florida to sign on before the start of the next legislative session. Live in the studio, I'm Danielle Johnson. Back to you all at the desk.
Thanks, Danielle. Ban the Box is a nationwide campaign that was recently endorsed by President Barack Obama. The National Employment Law Project, along with other civil rights groups, are aiming to persuade employers to remove the box that asks if an applicant has a criminal record on employment applications. Dr. Mangum held a Ban the Box forum in Orlando yesterday at the FAMU College of Law. The Office of Student Activities sponsored a day trip for FAMU students to attend. The forum included a panel of guests such as Judge Mathis and FAMU alumnus and author Dr. Anthony Dixon.
A special retiree was celebrated, a cop was honored, and a new bill was voted on during Tuesday's commission meeting. Multimedia journalist Keytron Hill has more.
City Hall was filled with hugs and laughs during Tuesday's commissioners meeting. City Manager Anita Favors-Thompson was honored by her fellow commissioners as she celebrated her final meeting before retirement. Officer Scott Angulo was honored as well for his actions during the previous shootout. He was named the Police Officer of the Year. Still emotional, Angulo shared his thoughts on the award.
It's still sinking in. It's only been a couple of weeks of just thinking about what it means. I just feel like I just did my job.
The commissioners' meeting wasn't filled with just hugs and laughs. Commissioner Scott Maddox presented a resolution that passed with just a 3-2 vote. Maddox presented Senate Bill Item Number 11.2 that was brought to Florida by Gannett newspaper. The bill is asking for changes in state laws that will make it easier to catch corruption among public officials. Commissioner Richardson presented the argument, saying that the bill shouldn't be passed due to the lack of time spent going over it. Commissioner Maddox shared his thoughts.
I don't think so. It got put out last week, and it's been in the newspaper for months now, and I've been reading the legislation as it continues to move forward. I think it is timely that we acted today.
Maddox said committee meetings will be started to further discuss the bill during the 2016 legislative session. With FAMU TV 20, I'm Keytron Hill.
To find out more on the bill and to sign the petition to seize public officials' tax corruption, visit www.change.org.
And Tallahassee City Commissioners unanimously voted to appoint Rick Fernandez as the new Tallahassee City Manager. Fernandez has been with the city for more than 27 years and began as a city auditor in 1988. He recently served as the Assistant City Manager of Utility Services and will begin in his new role on November 21st. Fernandez is replacing retiring City Manager Anita Favors-Thompson.
And county commissioners met with Miccosukee residents to see if their community needs are being fulfilled. Multimedia journalist Aja Robert has more on the story.
I've been in this community here for 82 years.
Earlier this week, residents spoke about concerns at a town hall meeting in Miccosukee. Residents were treated to refreshments and news that their property value would increase. Despite positive news, residents were still outraged about things members in the community don't have access to. County Commissioner Brian Delos says living in rural locations limit privilege of access to services that people in the city have.
It's an ongoing issue. People move to the country so they get a little peace and quiet, and so they have a little bit of ability to spread out. But the trade-off is emergency services and fire services.
Residents say they pay their tax dollars for services and that there should be a local fire station in their town.
Station 6 is just one of 16 stations housed in the Tallahassee area and is more than 16 miles away from Miccosukee.
The closest station to the Miccosukee area is more than 17 miles away. Residents fear the distance and the possibility of running out of water. Resident Albert Green says it's unfair to have members in the community pay for a service that doesn't fully benefit them.
Concerns of our community, and most of all our church, because I feel like a disservice has been done to the church.
Although residents voiced their concerns, Commissioner DeLoe says money for a station in Miccosukee just isn't there. Reporting for TV 20, I'm Aja Robert.
On upcoming county meetings, visit cmsleoncountyfl.gov.
For our weekend forecast, we'll have a marvelous weekend forecast with fairly nice temperatures. Today we have sunny skies with a high of 70 and a low of 40. Tomorrow will be partly cloudy skies with a high of 66 and a low of 44. And Sunday we'll have partly cloudy skies with a high of 70 and a low of 52. And that's all for weather today. Now back to you all at the desk.
Welcome back to the special edition of News 20 at 5. I'm Travis Milton with your sports. For the first time in several years, the FAMU basketball team will have its season opener at home in the Al Lawson Center. The Rattlers will tip off the 2015-2016 tonight against Johnson University at 7 p.m. Following tonight's game, the Rattlers will head to Southern Illinois on November 15th and then return home on Tuesday night to take on Thomas University. And the FAMU football team will also play this weekend against Morgan State away in Baltimore. And for your high school sports, high school football is at the end of the season, meaning the playoffs are here. Several teams will play, but some will face a tough elimination game. Currently, Wakulla, Rickards, and Bluntstown High are in the top rankings for the season. Amongst the many schools who didn't make the power rankings in the Big Bend area was Godby High School, finishing their season with 3 wins and 6 losses. And Lincoln High School will enter the first round of the playoffs as they go head-to-head against Jacksonville's Robert E. Lee High School tonight at 7:30 p.m. at Gene Cox Stadium. And it's week 11 of college football in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Taking a look at the game of the week, the Miami Hurricanes will face the North Carolina Tar Heels. North Carolina will try to secure a spot in the ACC championship game with a win over the Hurricanes and a victory from Duke University over the University of Pittsburgh. North Carolina will enter the game after earning 8 straight wins, while the Hurricanes will have their hands full with the undefeated conference team. That's all we have in sports. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 5.
That will do it for us for this evening. Well, for this afternoon, excuse me. I'm excited for this fall weather, and I wish that we could go to that comedy show.
I wish we could.
Yeah, Amy Schumer is hilarious.
Really funny.
Did anyone catch her movie this summer?
Which one?
What was it?
Trainwreck?
Trainwreck, yes.
I don't think I saw that.
LeBron.
Yes.
LeBron. He's in film now. Go ahead,
didn't even
LeBron.
see
He's
that movie.
breaking glass ceilings. But I guess we'll just have to go to the basketball game.
Yeah.
Yep. We should cheer on the Rattlers.
Yes, definitely. Cece, could you give me a recap of that weather?
Oh yes, for the weather, we're having great skies. It'll be sunny today with a high of 70 and a low of 60. And we'll also have great partly cloudy skies for Saturday and Sunday as well. The low tomorrow will be inside the 60s and the high will be in the high 60s.
Thanks, Shakoria. Thanks for watching News 20 at 5.